Recognize this music? You've probably heard it before, even if you've never actually played Super Mario Bros. This tune is part of one of the most famous soundtracks in all of video game history, and yet Mario can't hear a note of it.
Mamma mia!
We can, because it was created for us, the player. While we smash Goombas and Koopa Troops while avoiding piranha plants and bottomless pits, the fun ragtime-inspired music loops over and over again until we beat the level or die trying. However, none of the characters can hear or react to the music. If they could, they would probably be thinking, where is this music coming from? Before we begin, please support my channel by liking and subscribing. I'd also love to hear from you, so please leave a comment below. Now, fast forward to 2017, when Super Mario Odyssey was released on the Nintendo Switch, and you can hear the same tune with real pre-recorded instruments. This time, Mario is moving and grooving with the band, which is the result of a side quest to find and bring all of the musicians together so they can play a concert. There are other examples of Mario and other characters reacting to music within the game, like playing mariachi music with dancing skeletons, and there is even a full-length pop song called Jump Up Superstar, sung by the character of Mayor Pauline. These two examples of music from the original Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Odyssey have become very common in video games, and are known as diegetic and non-diegetic music. These two terms didn't start with video games, however, and can be applied to anything from movies to television shows and even theater. Basically, diegetic music is all music and sound that exists within the fictional world of the game. It's music that the characters can hear and react to, and sometimes impacts how we play the game itself. Many times, diegetic music will be used to enhance the game's environment, making it more believable for us, the player. For example, when the character of John Marston walks into a saloon in the game Red Dead Redemption, we can immediately hear the tinkling sound of an old piano being played in the room while people drink and play cards. John can even interact with the piano player, or decide to leave him alone and focus on the task at hand. A lively group of musicians play in a tavern during The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and players can even make music with each other in The Lord of the Rings Online. These games aren't the only examples of musical instrument playing in video games. Characters playing the guitar seems to be a personal favorite of game designers, such as in games like BioShock Infinite, Brutal Legend, and The Last of Us. In fact, the player can even strum on the guitar themselves in The Last of Us 2. Just a few other ways that diegetic music has been included in games are the sea shanty singing in Assassin's Creed Black Flag,
What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? Bird eye in the morning.
playing a Japanese shakuhachi to control the weather in Ghost of Tsushima, and viewing an opera performance in Assassin's Creed 3.
Evening, Hatham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
Speaking of opera, the 1994 game Final Fantasy VI even has the player choose between different lyrics while performing a song. Choosing the correct lyrics will advance the story, but if the player chooses incorrectly, they have to start over again. This scene was parodied in the 2015 game Undertale, where the robot character of Mettaton sings to the player before dropping them down a trapdoor into the dungeon. As I mentioned with the original Super Mario Bros., non-diegetic music is everything in the game that is meant for us, the player, to listen to. This is commonly known as background music and has been around since the early days of video games. For example, the Mega Man series is full of great music that is meant to build our excitement. However, Mega Man and all the other characters can't hear or react to the music because it's not part of the game world. The character of Master Chief can't hear the chant-inspired main theme of the Halo series. Batman can't hear the dark, suspenseful music in Arkham City. And Kratos can't hear the beautiful musical score in God of War. That music is just meant for us to enhance the game's experience, and it would be difficult to imagine games without background non-diegetic music. Many times, games will incorporate both diegetic and non-diegetic music. 2007's BioShock uses both original non-diegetic music composed by Gary Scheinman and a large selection of diegetic music that includes popular songs from the 1930s to the 1950s. Red Dead Redemption, The Witcher 3, and Super Mario Odyssey all contain non-diegetic music in addition to the diegetic music we heard earlier. Of course, this discussion would not be complete without talking about the music of my favorite game series, The Legend of Zelda. The Zelda games are full of both diegetic and non-diegetic music. In many games, the character of Link can play instruments such as the flute, ocarina, harp, and even use a conductor's baton. These instruments can be used to play melodies that directly impact the game, such as progressing the story, traveling to different locations, or even calling your horse. Many times, music in the Zelda series can help the player throughout the game, such as the famous theme when finding an item or solving a puzzle. In The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, the player has to listen to the music to navigate through the area known as the Lost Woods. If the player is going in the right direction, the music will get louder. If the player doesn't listen carefully, they could find themselves right back at the beginning. These are just a few of the many examples of both diegetic and non-diegetic music found in video games. What other games can you think of? Please let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'm Professor Lesser, and thanks for watching.